Good morning, everybody. It's Wednesday, May 12th. It is 7:40 in the morning. Just want to run over the morning charts of gold, the US dollar, and the SP 500. Anyways, this is the chart. This is a 240-minute chart of gold, so every bar is 4 hours. Just want to quickly go over what's kind of happened in the last few days here. Pretty much we went long on gold in this support area, right through this top and through the noise here, and we took a long position. Unfortunately, we had this great big spike down that only lasted a couple minutes, shook a lot of people out of their position, and including us, and then gold kind of rocketed on and kept moving higher. So that's kind of what happened there. Unfortunately, we're not in gold right now, but I think we'll have lots of good opportunities to still trade gold. What we're seeing is we had this previous run up in gold, and this breakout from this level right here, this run up, we saw volume start to decline, and I was pointing to lower prices that we get a correction, and we did, and that's where we went long. Right now we're getting the same. We've got gold running up. It's testing. It's broken the high, so it's trading at a new high, but it is going to find some resistance as people take profits once a new high is made. And right now we're seeing volume dry up again. So I do have a feeling we're going to get a pullback, and that's where I'll be looking to add to a position, so we can take a long, and it'll be a swing trade which could last quite a few weeks or months possibly. So that's what I'm looking for in gold. That's that was the 4-hour chart. If I jump onto the daily chart, you can see right now we're trading just above the 2009 highs. We've had this big run up. We're pretty much due for some sideways action or a correction down into this noise down here, which would act as a support level, and we could possibly see prices run higher from there. But if I zoom back to 2008, we had this similar price action, or 2009, sorry. We had this breakout from this kind of wedge here. We had a breakout from this high, and this is where I think we are right now. Right, and we're just going to get some grinding here. There's going to be profit taking for sure, and we're going to get a pullback of this test of this breakout level. So somewhere through this level, we should see a pullback probably in the next week or two, depending what happens. We'll just have to see if it grinds higher or if it pulls back sharply. But that's where we'll be looking to add to a position, which is a pullback and test of the breakout level. So that's what we're looking for in gold. On the Kitco overlay chart, we've just got a similar pattern. We've just kind of got each day is kind of moving up. I figured today we might see a bit of a push higher or just some sideways action. Well, most likely support should be around the 1220 area. So somewhere in here we'll probably see support 1220 to 1230, which is the previous 2009 highs. So we're going to see maybe gold come and test these levels into here and go sideways today. But we'll have to just see what happens there. So now if I jump to the ES mini chart, this is the daily of the SP 500. You can see we had the great big breakdown. All the moving averages are trending down, cycles are down. We're testing up into this cluster right here. There's some sideways action, and this is kind of where we're testing here. Yesterday, volatility is still high. We saw the S&P drop 1%, rally 2%, drop back down 1%, and then sold down through the night another percent. So we saw 5-6% moves in the S&P just yesterday, back and forth. So it's very, very noisy. There's a lot of risk trading when volatility is like this. Volatility is good. I generally like moves like these, but with this news that keeps popping out of nowhere, it's really throwing everything kind of into a spiral. It's definitely much lower probability of winning when there's news popping out, extreme news like we're getting now. But more or less, the trend on the daily chart is down. We are in a correction. I do think that we could test somewhere down into this level or here, or possibly these lows again, but we'll have to just see what happens, because this huge sell-off really triggered everybody's stops. It's pretty much, it could have flushed the market out already, and that could have acted as the bottom. Usually you need more time to do that, but we're just going to have to see if the S&P 500 rolls over. So if we jump to the here's the 60-minute chart. Yesterday we took a short position around 53 up to 61 and a half. We were looking to short. If it broke 63, we would get out. It broke 63. This rally was on pretty light volume. It just kept drifting up and up and up, and nobody stepped in to sell it. They let it break the highs. They let it go a little farther, suck in a lot of buyers as everybody flooded in, even though it wasn't a lot of people buying, but it just kept grinding higher. And then the seller stepped in and just pushed it right back down. So it went up 1% and change and came back down 1%. Little frustrating. Usually a light volume rally won't break through a pretty key resistance. This resistance goes back a couple days as well. I don't know how the light volume just kind of ate through it and kept going up. Obviously, the big sellers were just letting it break out so that any bullish people would jump in, catching the breakout here, and as they're piling in, the big sellers would start to unload and eventually overwhelm the buyers and push it back down. So right now it's early morning trading, volume's light. We're getting another drift back up. We've got a possible uh, head and shoulders here and a neckline. So we may take another stab at going short today. Now we're going to have a resistance level somewhere through this noise. So I would say probably the 1160 area, which is where we're getting close to now. We'll have to see what happens. I don't want it to pop and grind higher again today and squeeze us out. So we'll just play that by ear. I'm going to see what the volume does at the market open, and we'll go from there. On another note, I want to just jump and show you the U.S. dollar chart. This is the daily chart. The U.S. dollar's been moving up very strong, along with gold since the beginning of this year, and this just clearly shows the safe haven is in gold and the U.S. dollar. A lot of other currencies are having serious problems. A lot of countries are, and even though a lot of people are extremely bearish on the U.S., it everybody still flocks to it because they are still seen as kind of leaders in the world for what's going on and all that stuff. So everybody's piling into the U.S. dollar, which is going up. Gold is going up with the U.S. dollar. So that's a good sign for the U.S. economy, in my opinion. It means people still have faith deep down. When they're scared, they flood to the U.S. investments. So that's kind of what I'm seeing there. Anyways, that's it for now. I'll talk to you guys in the chat room. Bye bye.